Hi guys, it's Rebecca Fisher from Extra.ie and I am delighted to present Bulmers Sounds from the Secret Orchard. We'll be joined in studio by 16 of Ireland's biggest homegrown talents as we get to the core of what makes a rising star. Today we are joined by the absolutely stunning Rachel Mae Hannon.
Hello!
You look gorgeous.
Thank you.
Very on brand with the apples.
Yes.
And living for the red.
I dress like an apple and you've brown, so you're like a tree trunk.
Oh my God.
So we're on brand.
So you
Love
just
it.
fell for me. Oh my God.
You're part of the set.
Beautiful relationship. We've already bonded. I love it. I want to talk a little bit about your inception into music, how you got started, because I mean there's no denying you've got this stunning voice, but how did you kind of fall into it?
Yeah, it was a weird one. I feel like throughout school I was always gigging around my hometown in Monaghan, and I was doing like piano exams and singing lessons and stuff. I was so lucky to be able to do them. And then I actually didn't start releasing music until the pandemic hit. Yeah, so it was mad. I was actually teaching at the time, and I was teaching in a boys' school, and I remember some of the students were like, "We're releasing songs on Spotify," and I was like, "That's so cool." I was like,
I can
they can do it. I can do that. I was like, I can do that too. So I actually went home to Monaghan. I moved home for like 3 months maybe, and I bought a good microphone and I downloaded a Logic software, and I just started going for it. And I started just like messaging people like, "How do you release a song?
Can I just call Spotify?
Yeah,
Mr. Spotify?
How does this work?" So then it was so scary releasing the first song. I was so nervous, because I was like, "Oh, what am I doing?" But I was delighted I did. I am delighted I did. And once I put the first song out, I was like, I want to keep doing this and keep going. And yeah, the rest just followed. And obviously whenever I started, there wasn't any gigs on, but now I've got into them since last year, with festivals and everything and sports lots. So I'm delighted. I'm delighted to be here.
How do you find gigging? Because obviously you're just saying there, it was all kind of a bit of a whirlwind during COVID. How did you find taking to the stage with your music? Was it really soul bearing?
Yeah, honestly I feel like I'm building up the confidence every time I perform, because obviously I was very insular with my music. I was at home in my room with a towel over my head recording and then I had to sing in front of people. I was like, oh my God, do I make eye contact with them?
Take a fan.
Yeah. So it actually is such a gradual thing for me. I definitely feel like I'm much more confident now, but back when I started I was very nervous. But yeah, but I think it's a whole other part of music. Writing and recording is so different to performing, and I feel like once you're in the mindset of one, you're not really thinking about the other, and vice versa. So yeah, but I love it now, and I feel like even performing the songs gives you another layer to the song, if that makes sense.
No,
You're
I get that,
you're
yeah.
thinking about it more and what it means and stuff. So yeah, no, I love both. I love doing both.
Who would you say would be kind of your strongest influences or inspirations, even just maybe say for your style or your writing style, your writing tone, everything about that?
Yeah, so I suppose I feel like I have a random mix.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
Go on, throw
I
them at me.
know,
Go on.
whenever I was younger, I was obsessed with Beyonce.
Fair.
I mean, I was.
Who isn't?
Yeah, Beyonce stan. I remember, I actually went to her Deja Vu tour in 2006. Whenever I was very young, yeah. And I don't listen to her as much now, but any soul music, I love all of that. And there's a lot of soul musicians now that I listen to that it's kind of modern soul, that I love. I love the band Hiatus Coyote or Tom Misch. They're a few of my faves. Yeah, so funky.
Good.
It's just feel good music. I love that kind of music. But I also love that soul is. You can have ballads and stuff as well.
Yeah.
It has best of both worlds, but there's always a real intention and emotion behind it, which I love. So yeah, soul musicians in general, honestly, yeah. And I also love so whenever soul is kind of fused with electronic music, because it kind of gives it that modern twist as well. So yeah.
Do you find you're writing quite a bit about your own personal experiences, or you're using it as a little wee diary?
Yeah, honestly, I feel like it is it's a great form of expression and understanding your emotions for sure. I feel I think they always stem from a personal story, but then whenever you write it, and it's months after you've recorded and everything, it's it's kind of universal, and I suppose a lot of people can relate to human emotions about things. So
everybody's done through love and loss.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I do definitely personal things spur on. I don't just think of something vague and write it. I feel it's a healthier song if it's a personal story. So yeah, definitely I would. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're in the Secret Orchard, and you know, if we don't tell any secrets, it's just an orchard.
Exactly.
And you know, it's not fair because it wants secrets.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to, you know, spill the beans. Tell me something that, you know, people wouldn't know about you.
What do people know? One thing people I don't think know about me is I'm a space nerd. Like I love space so much. Like my
planets and stars. Okay.
Yeah. Like my TikTok algorithm has got it right. Every single video is space.
NASA.
Yeah, honestly, I just
Really?
love. I'm fascinated by it, and my whole family is as well. Like it's so weird. Not weird. It's cool. Like,
No,
in a way,
it's cool. I think it's cool.
Yeah, my dad, like even my dad retired and he opened up a taxi business and he called it Apollo Cabs after the space rockets, and he also was like, I'm gonna only taxi until I fly the distance from Earth to the moon and back.
Sorry, where is Apollo Cabs situated? Because I want everyone to order Apollo Cabs. Get this man to the moon.
Yeah. So he's based in Monaghan, like, yeah, love a bit of space. Like we're all into space. Even like my wallpaper on my phone is a picture of the James Webb telescope. It's like the furthest photo taken. And like sometimes I get into like describing what it is on a night out and my friends are like, stop talking. We don't, like, it's not the vibe.
Someone's trying to chat you up in the smoky air and you're like, the distance from Jupiter to Saturn
is... they run the other end and like, who is that person?
You know what, I actually love that so much. That is not a shameful secret. That is beautiful.
I've never said it out loud before, but I'm a proud space nerd.
Proud space nerd. Rachel Mae Hannon, extremely talented. Also, proud space nerd. Okay, we're putting that on your CV. That's going on LinkedIn. Love that. Well, considering we'll talk a little bit more about the talented musician part because you have a song for us.
Yes.
Can you speak a little bit about it?
Yeah, so this song is called Closer. It's actually about being single during the pandemic.
Fair.
I was like, I need human interaction.
Can you just like, please come closer?
People, where are you? Yeah, so it's basically about. Sorry, I'm actually embarrassed for myself.
Also, vibes. We're all sitting at home.
Can anybody relate? Yeah, so it's about being single, swiping on the apps.
Unfortunately.
And like, yeah, it's about that, and like just I suppose like the general like feeling of like, you know, when the pandemic started, you couldn't be 2 meters near anybody else, so you wanted to get closer, just in general to people. So yeah, it's called Closer, and that's what it's about.
I love that. Okay, well, for all my heartbroken girlies, this is Closer by Rachel Mae Hannon.
I heard you knocking at my door. I don't know what you're looking for. Eyes on fire across the room. Oh, how can I get close to you? I play pretend till the barricade. Not sure how much more I'll take. Oh, walls started crumbling. Play like this and you'll never win. I speak in echoes to stay sane. I'm a prisoner of my own game. Can we get a little closer? Now you say, I never want to be so far away. Can we get a little closer? Now you say, oh, I know a place where we can both escape. But can you see me from this distance? Can you see me from this distance? insane. I'm a prisoner of my own game. Can we get a little closer now? You say I never want to be so far away. Can we get a little closer now? You say I never want to be so far away. Oh, can we get a little closer now? Today. Oh, I never want to feel so far away. Oh, can we get a little closer now? Today. Oh, I know a place where we can both escape. Oh, but can you see me from this distance? Can you see me from this distance?
You know what? It's actually a little bit embarrassing that I relate to that hard. I was like,
Yes.
okay, cool. Yeah, no, couldn't be me though. And now I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, those people.
Adds to Spotify playlist. Talk to me a little bit about the Irish industry, because I know obviously you're coming out of COVID, you're newer to it in that regard. But I feel like so many people are, because I feel like so many artists were bred out of the lockdowns and or people who were just finally built the confidence to be like, you know what? 3 years in my house, 2 years in my house, I'm done. I'm going for it. I'm following my dreams.
Yeah.
How have you been finding it?
Yeah, like, I mean, I think there's such amazing talent emerging from the Irish music industry or my Irish music scene at the minute. Like, there's just so much happening, and I don't think it was happening like 10, 15 years ago. Like, there's so many genres like that weren't like as popular. Like, it's so nice to see like Irish hip hop and everything has become like so good, yeah, so popular. But yeah, like I'm really liking it. I feel like it's a big well-oiled machine that I'm just entering, and I'm like, I don't really know what's happening. But yeah, and like I think as well, like I love to see Irish women in music. Like I think it's so important.
So good.
Yeah, and I feel like exactly there's so many of them, and I think it's nice to see that is being thought about, that like women in music is something that is being talked about more and being played on the radio, because I know like a few years ago there was a few reports that there wasn't much of a gender balance there, but I think the fact that people are aware of it and stuff now is great, and like that's the first step for a change, you know, like it's just moving in the right direction. But yeah, I'm loving being part of it, and I just there's so many like people to be influenced by, and like the hope to collaborate with as well, you know, like there's so many people that I want to work with that are like, you know, I feel like years ago people might have been always wanting to like collaborate with people abroad, but there's so much homegrown talent that it's like it's right here, it's right in front of us.
Is there any like kind of genre that you haven't stepped into yet that you would be like, I want to collaborate with this, I want a piece of this, I don't know if it'll turn out good, but I want to try it?
Yeah, good question. I definitely think, I suppose like what I was saying there, like about electronic music, and like I think like electronic music definitely lends itself to a lot of styles, like naturally, but yeah, like I think that would be cool. There's like this like subgenre that I listen to a lot on Spotify, soultronic, like
I thought you were going to say space music.
that too.
Like, yeah.
That's another playlist on Spotify, Interstellar theme tune. But yeah, so like soul electronic music, I'd love to like fuse the two of them. Like Kate Trinada, he's like an artist that I love and like does that, and yeah, I'd love to step more into that realm, like, so who knows, potentially down the line I might
make that happen. Okay, wow. Speaking of music, you've got another song for us and I am delighted to hear it. Do you want to talk a little bit about it?
Yeah, so the next one is called The Boys.
The Boys.
It's I actually kind of wrote it about like toxic masculinity, but I also, it's like more so to just like empower women and like, you know, just like a feel good song. It's all about saying what you want, and yeah, just empowerment really, like minorities and women. So yeah, So that's what it's
Okay,
about,
I
really.
love this little positive message. I know I'm going to love this one already. Here we go. So this is The Boys by Rachel Mae Hannon.
Boy, 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 you're only out for the boys. You're only out for the boys. Don't stand there acting coy. When I'm calling you out, you're not listening my way. Don't look at me like I am the one acting strange, boy. Boy, I'm done feeling like I'm the one in the wrong. Been dealing with your shit for about too long. Yeah. When will I see the day? So that I can make my way. Oh, without you trying to get inside my head. Focus on you instead. When will I see the day? But you really got a lot to say today, and you wouldn't have it any other way. Boy, you're only out for the boys. When I'm calling you out, you're not listening my way. Don't look at me like I am the one acting strange, boy. I'm done feeling like I'm the one in the wrong. Been dealing with your shit for about too long. Yeah. Boy, 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 you're only out for the boys. Boy, 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 boy. Oh, you think that you are doing me a favor. I hate to break it, you are not my savior. True colors shining once more. This is something I can't ignore. You think that you are doing me a favor. I hate to break it, you are not my savior. I've heard this speech more than once before. Now I'm telling you I'm bored. You think that you are doing me a favor. I hate to break it, you are not my savior. I do need to explain once more. But you really got a lot to say today, and you really got a lot to say, and you wouldn't have it any other way. Boy, you're only out for the boys. When I'm calling you out, you're not listening my way. Don't look at me like I am the one acting strange, boy. I'm done feeling like I'm the one in the wrong. Been dealing with your shit. Boy, you're only out for the boys. When I'm calling you out, you're not listening my way. Don't look at me like I am the one acting strange.
You know, I said it before you went on, but I knew I was going to love that one. It's just a bit of me, okay?
Thank you.
It's one for the girlies getting ready for a night out, being like, you know what, we're going to have a good night.
Yeah.
I love me. I love my gals, and I'm not taking anything.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
love that.
That's way to be.
Put that on all the Girls' Night Spotify playlists, please.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Please. Okay, if this is a toughie, but I love to see the variation of the answers for this one. So if you were to wake up in the morning and you see that a certain artist has reached out and they're like, found your stuff, want you, support me in my Dublin gig, you're the only person I want, I love you, your vibes. What would be the one name that would have you absolutely like running out that door being like, bye guys, I'm out, I've won?
Oh my god, that's a very good question. I feel like I've mentioned these people before, but like Beyonce, like
Well,
imagine.
I'd be like, go now.
Imagine. And like I used to love her so much, and I still do. I don't listen to her as often as I did, but like her performances like are
Yeah, fair.
Amazing.
It's just a whole setup, isn't it? Oh my.
But I'd love to support like early noughties Beyonce when she was with Destiny's Child. Like, you know, like that.
That's what,
yeah,
is anyone doing anything like that at the moment? I don't know.
There is a band I think called Flow, and they're based. Are they UK or US? And they're very like that vibe, like really like sweet harmonies and stuff. So yeah, loving them. I saw them at the Brit Awards. So like again, them.
Okay, we'll get on to them. Okay, I've got Beyonce a couple of years ago. So.
And then there's a band there I mentioned. There's an Australian band I love. They're called Hiatus Coyote. They're really cool. And like again, Kit Trinada, he's actually supporting the weekend this summer in Dublin. But like, if he ever needs support and he has his own gig, shout out.
Just like, you know where she is. She's in the Orchard. I'll keep her until you arrive.
And Tom Mish as well. Like he's really,
amazing.
Yeah, I would love.
So
but there's so many. I feel like I'm gonna go home now and think of about 10 more.
Just be like, make your little manifestation list and be like, reach out and be like, look, I've put it into the air. I put it into the Orchard, full of secrets. You have to give it to me.
Start shouting it on the streets. Yeah.
Okay, well, I absolutely love that. I love the energy. I love the vibes, and I love talking to you.
Oh.
Well, thank you so much for joining me
Thanks
in my
for
Orchard
having
today.
me. Thank you so much.
Mae Hannon, everybody.